Carola. I'm an expat from Germany living in Paris, and it's a Saturday. So, of course, outside in the first and second arrondissement there are the Gilet Jaunes, and their police force, and streets are blocked. And you kind of get used to that. Well, if you're not personally involved, you just say, oh yeah, it's Saturday again. So in this video, I'm trying to explain my point of view about the Gilets Jaunes and what I think about their demands, about their protests, and if I think it's justified. Now, I might not be the best person because I only moved here and well, sometimes I don't understand what they actually want, and I'll have to do some research, but I'll try my best to explain what is going on. Who are the Gilets Jaunes? It's not a group of like-minded people. So you can't say, oh yeah, they derived from this and this party, they all think alike, because they don't. It's basically everybody in France who has access to one of these yellow vests that you need when your car breaks down, and that is unhappy with the current situation in France. That means I have seen grandmothers taking their grandchildren out for a stroll in Paris in their yellow vests. And you also hear a lot about the far right and the far left. Basically the people who are just looking for a fight and use any excuse. But over the time there are a few things that I found out that are apparently what a lot of the Gilets Jaunes actually want. One of their leaders, you can't really be a leader because it's not a group and not everybody will follow them, but one of the ones who is more advanced and more close to being a leader is called Robert Duguet. And he wrote down a list of things that he wants, and apparently many other people want as well. His first demand is no homeless people. And I don't think he means that he wants the police to kick out all the homeless people. I think it means more that he wants everybody to have enough money so nobody has to be homeless. I agree. Yes, it would be such a good thing if there was no homelessness, because it's bad. People are sleeping in street corners and there are people out on the streets. It's and I'm not really sure why that is, how the system is that they would get money, because I know in Germany that there's a basic level of money they can get just by being registered, and it's more complicated, but yeah, the social net is taking care of them. And I don't know, I don't know why there are so many people in France living on the streets. But I think it's a really good wish. It's completely unrealistic to wish for that, but it's a really good wish. The next wish is more little steps in the taxes that have to be paid. And yeah, why not? He wants the SMIC, the lowest level of money you can get, at 1,300 euros netto a month. That's a really nice wish to have, and yeah, I'm totally for that. I would never say to anybody, yeah, that's a really weird request. I'm just not sure how realistic it is to do that. He wants to support small business owners who have their shops in a little village, and he wants to stop the big supermarkets to come there and destroy all the little shop infrastructure. That is a really good wish. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you should support locally, and that's a good thing. I agree. Not really sure how Macron can do anything about that, but yeah, that's a good thing. Have the big supermarket chains and the big companies pay more taxes. Again, yeah, really good. I'm all for that. and have a social security system that is fair to everybody. I must say I'm not familiar with any differences in the social security system, but apparently there's an extra one for people who are entrepreneur, so who are self-employed. I don't have any opinion about that because I have not looked into that. He doesn't want to increase the gas prices. Yeah, that's a good thing, and as far as I know, Macron already made sure that this will be the case. No retirement money under 1,200. And when I heard a report, it was about 800 at least. And 800 gets you nowhere in Paris, so 1,200 would be a much better number. And then if I'm looking at Germany, I'm not sure how people can do that. I mean, the money must come from somewhere, so it's a really nice wish, but I'm not sure if that's realistic. Protect the French industry. Yeah, again, I think there is a same movement in Germany that you should produce locally and not get it from the cheapest country and then get it over here. Very good idea. Very nice thing to ask for. Stop expatriates who pay less into the infrastructure. Now, I call myself an expat, but I'm on a French contract and I'm paying the same things that all the French people pay. I'm not sure how much I understand his wishes, and I'm not sure. I know that if you're an expat, if you're sent here, that sometimes you have to pay the taxes of your home country. But it's probably not a bad thing to ask, hey, if people work here, they should have the same rights and same payments. He wants to limit the numbers of non-permanent job contracts you can have. I think that's the same wish in Germany. Yeah, that's a good wish. He wants to increase the income tax by finding all the people who are not paying something, who do something illegal to avoid paying that, instead of increasing it from the poorest. Yeah, very Robin Hood to say so, and yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, the same wish is kind of in Germany. They want to fight the causes of immigration. So if people are emigrating from countries because the French are in war with that country, he wants to stop that. That's a good thing. That's a really nice wish, right? He wants to send the people who have tried to get asylum and who have been rejected to be sent home. Yeah, I think Germany is trying the same thing. He wants to have a real integration policy. So if you're in France, if you want to become French, then you need the language classes and the history classes and then a certification in the end. I agree. And when in 2015 there were many people in Germany who didn't speak German, I gave free German classes because I think the language, or knowing the language and the culture, helped so much in integration. Yeah. The highest possible salary should be 15,000 euros a month. I'm not there yet, so I don't really have an opinion, but yeah, I guess you can live pretty nicely with that. More jobs for unemployed people. Yes, that is such a nice wish, and if Macron knew how to do that, I'm very sure that he would try everything to get people to new jobs. Yeah, I heard a speech of him, and I think he's not that familiar with how people get jobs because he thought, hey, everybody's looking, so you should just go over the street and find a restaurant and get a job. It's not that easy, but that's a really nice wish. Paying overtime for police force and other justice and the army. Yes, why not? Stop immediately to close the small railway stations or post offices or schools or clinics. Like, stop the closing of the tiny ones, which means, well, if I'm reading that, I assume that there has been a closure of the non-productive ones. I don't know. Pension time at 60 for everybody. And if you worked a harder job than at 55. Well, in Germany it's 67. So 60 sounds very low. But on the other hand, I have heard that in some industries over here, they all retire at 55 after an office job. And so 60 seems to be actually the increased number. And it's a real weird mix of how long people have to work. I think someone told me that for me it would be 62. And I have no idea how that number comes together, but yeah, everybody retiring at the same age, that sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? And then on the list there's, he doesn't want the taxes to be taken off the paycheck every month. He wants that you have to collect them and then pay them the next year. Let me explain that. Until 2018, yeah, you had to put money aside and then you would pay end of the year. And they recently changed that and I love it so much. It's like in Germany where the net amount is really the netto and you don't have to put away 1,000 euros to another account because someone might want them later. And it was really complicated and now it's so easy. You just get less money and then you play with less money and then you don't have to remember putting away more money. That's a good thing. So, I'm sorry, Gilet Jaunes, if you're unhappy with that, but that's a good thing. That makes the system extremely easy. The only thing that's now weird is, so when you were renting an apartment, they looked at your netto before taxes, and now they might be looking at your netto after taxes. So now suddenly making 3 times the amount of the apartment is different. And the last one is that he does not want that the small vendors have to pay taxes if someone pays by credit card. Again, yeah, sure, why not? So, overall, there is almost nothing where I would say, that's a really bad wish. Most of the wishes seem to be like the thing you want in utopia. Yeah, in a perfect world there would be no homeless people and all the other things, and I have no idea how to implement that, and probably nobody else has an idea how to implement that, because most of the things, if people knew how to implement that, they would have done that, because it's good things. I mean, yeah, no homeless people, or yay, a minimum amount of money and then you can actually live with that. But, well, that part is the Gilet Jaunes of what they want, and I can support that, and most people I talk to can support that. But then, how does it work that you go out, you block streets, you stop all the shops in certain areas to have any clients on Saturdays? They missed out on all the Christmas sales. And people don't dare to go there on Saturdays. How does that correlate with what they want? I don't understand that. I had heard about no-go zones in Paris before moving here, and I had not expected it to be the Champs-Élysées. So, well, yeah, I understand what the Gilet Jaunes want, and I'll try my best to not get in their way, because even if each person is nice on their own, if you're in a group of yellow vests against police and horses and people throwing stones, you don't want to be in the middle. So I have sort of been avoiding it, and well, sometimes not so much, because that way I could take video, and my boyfriend was a bit worried about me taking video. But hey, yeah, I hope that explains a bit. See you in the next video. Bye!